Rhea Chakraborty and her family members are currently being grilled by the Enforcement Directorate over the money trail and financial transactions between Sushant and Rhea Chakraborty's family. In fact, there are a couple of points that the Enforcement Directorate is looking into. Most importantly, the allegations of 15 crore rupees that has been allegedly siphoned off from Sushant's accounts to other accounts. Here, the Enforcement Directorate has planned a proper questionnaire to which Rhea will have to answer point by point with proof. The 4 points that the Enforcement Directorate is really probing into starts with Rhea Chakraborty's expenses for the last 2 years. How much money, where she spent it over the last 2 years, what's been Rhea Chakraborty's financial transactions, whether to Sushant or even otherwise, she'll have to now produce before the Enforcement Directorate. And then the ED is going to be asking for proper relevant documents for her to produce before the Enforcement Directorate to actually justify all her claims of expenditure or transactions that she's made with either Sushant or anyone else. Rhea will then have to justify about the sudden cash flow into 2 accounts which the Enforcement Directorate have in fact identified. And then of course the 4th would be Rhea Chakraborty and Sushant Singh Rajput's startup companies that they both started it together, with her brother also being one of the directors. Rhea will have to explain every nitty-gritty detail about all 3 startup companies, how much was the paid up capital, what was the involvement of Sushant Singh Rajput as well as Rhea as well as her brother Shawik Chakraborty. Every minute detail she'll have to present with regards to the 3 startup companies that they were involved together in. The Enforcement Directorate has called in Rhea for the 2nd time to investigate and question her on the financials. In fact, the first time that she was called in, she was grilled for about 8 hours, and as per reports, she may not have complied entirely with the investigation, which is why she's called in for the 2nd time. Along with Rhea, her brother Shawik Chakraborty was intensely grilled for 18 hours the previous time. He is now called in for the 3rd time by the Enforcement Directorate. Along with that, her father has also been summoned, Indrajit Chakraborty, who is currently being grilled on allegations of theft, of money laundering, of cheating. In fact, the Enforcement Directorate is going into every detail. It's not just the Enforcement Directorate grilling the family members. The chartered accountants have also been called in, and also the business manager of Sushant Singh Rajput, Shruti Modi, has now been called in for questioning. In fact, the income tax returns for the financial year 2017, 2018 and 2018 to 2019 show a sudden increase in income of Rhea Chakraborty from unknown sources. In fact, in both the years, Rhea has declared her total gross earnings at about 18 lakhs. However, the total fixed assets of Rhea Chakraborty shows 96,000 in 2018, which shoots up to close to 9 lakhs in 2019, which is almost a 10-fold increase. The ED is also probing as to how the actress was able to buy shareholder funds worth rupees 34 lakhs in 2017 to 2018, while her income as per the IT returns was around 18 lakhs. The Enforcement Directorate there is investigating into every source of income of Rhea Chakraborty, as she is invested in multiple platforms in compared to her gross income that she is declared. Her fixed deposits in ICICI Bank as well as HDFC is also currently under scanner. In fact, in the financial year 2017 to 2019, her income tax returns don't show big transactions as such. But remember, all the while, Rhea Chakraborty has maintained that all that she possesses of Sushant Singh Rajput is only a sipper and a coffee mug. She has nothing else of his. She has said multiple times to investigative agencies as well as the police officers that she had no unwanted or misleading financial transactions. The only thing that she has of Sushant is a sipper. While the Enforcement Directorate carries out its investigation, the CBI also is carrying out its investigation on the other side. They're going to be summoning Sushant Singh's father, KK Singh, to record his statement. They're also going to be summoning Sushant's sister to record her statement. This comes amid all that speculation and politicians now jumping into the fray, like Sanjay Rawat saying that Sushant may not have been quite cordial with his family members to the end. This statement has also quite irked Sushant's family, who say now that they're going to file a defamation suit against Sanjay Rawat. Sushant Singh's father has levelled allegations of abatement to suicide on Rhea Chakraborty. Here, the CBI is also going to be probing the angle where Sushant's family has said, allegedly, Rhea Chakraborty overdosed Sushant with pills. Now, the CBI is going to be investigating that angle with forensic experts. Also, the autopsy report of Sushant Singh's death is also being procured.